Hey guys, how is it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. So I am at a different location just for a little while, but we are still doing the readings. So here we are. I hope everyone again is doing well whenever you tune in and see this. So we're going to do a quick couple astrology notes, and we're going to get into the Taurus reading. So happy birthday, right, to all the Tauruses out there, whether you've already had your birthday or your birthday is coming up. Right, enjoy this Taurus season with your sun sign Taurus. And then after the Taurus reading, we will also do a Gemini reading for May as well. So these both, the Taurus and the Gemini, are general readings, which means that they could cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. All right, so always take how it resonates for you if it does. And if it doesn't, always check out your other placements, what your sun sign, what your rising sign, what your moon sign is saying for you as well. Because depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign, or all of them, or just one. All right, so it will be different for everybody. But yeah, let's light some incense here real quickly and just kind of get into the vibe and get over, that's weird, no, get into, or maybe get over for somebody, the astrology notes for May. So I usually like to put a description in the description box below, a little link to the website where I get all of my astrology breakdown notes. So it'll give you the astrology for the whole year, actually, if that's something that you're into. I'll make sure that I put that in the astrology notes. All right. So for May, for everybody, right? Astrology notes is not just for one sign, it's for everybody. All right. So let's see what we have coming up here for you guys. All right. So starting on May 1st, we have Pluto is going into retrograde. Okay. So Pluto is a planet of truth and transformation, okay? Pluto is about going deep, right? It's one of the rulers of Pisces, and it's about creativity, dreams, right? But it can also be a little bit like shadow energy of that could be illusions, right? Not seeing things clearly. So when you talk about truth and transformation, right, normally you want to see those things as clear as possible, especially the truth part, right? Transformations can be messy, right? But when Pluto is going in retrograde, just like when Mercury goes in retrograde, everything is kind of slowed down and is going in that backwards motion. Okay, so starting into May, we may feel that truth is harder to discern, or transformations are going to take longer, or they're taking a different path. Okay, so again, this is just kind of general astrology notes, so it will be different for everybody. All right, but let's keep going and see what else we have here. So on May 2nd, we have 3 different things going on for May 2nd, so it seems like an important date. So Juno, okay, which rules partners, commitments, and marriages, is going to be entering into air sign Gemini. All right. So when we have Juno partnering with Gemini, air sign Gemini, there can be more communications, more fast thinking, or even overthinking for some, but really fast lightning strike energy, and perhaps the crown chakra. Dealing with partners, it doesn't just have to be romantic, it could also be business partners, but it's leaning more with Juno themes in the romantic side. So it could be talking about long-term commitments or marriages, right, around with that Gemini energy. So again, because we're at May 2nd, will still be Mercury, will still be in retrograde, right? Communications, speaking of that, let me turn that down. Communications, sorry, can still be, excuse me, incense, okay. The communications can still be slowed down, or not as clear. Okay, so going along with what we already talked about with Pluto. Okay, so this may affect also, like in a small way, I don't feel like it's really big or significant, but it will determine and be different for everybody, but it could be affecting those partnerships, commitments, and marriages themes when Juno enters into Gemini. Moving forward, the second placement that we're talking about, astrology note for May 2nd, is Athena Pallas. The asteroid is going to be entering into fire sign Leo. Okay, so Athena Pallas represents justice, defense, wisdom, talents in the arts, intuition, right? So when it goes into fire sign Leo, there can be more passion, more creativity, more, stepping onto the stage, whatever that means for you or for another person, general environment situation, okay? But I really feel that Leo energy with the Athena Palace can be pretty powerful, and it feels more positive, maybe more positive definitely than the Juno entry into Gemini, because that can be a little bit tricky. This feels, on the more lighter side, if you want to say, okay? And then the last other thing for May 2nd, again, it seems like a big day with all these different astrology things happening. Jupiter is going to be semi-sextiling Neptune. Okay, so Jupiter rules education, travel, wealth, right? Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And when it semi-sextiles Neptune, and Neptune is about dreams, illusion, creativity, the underworld. It's similar to Pluto, but maybe even more so in the underworld energy, if that makes sense. Okay, so think of Pluto as truth and transformation. Okay, and Neptune maybe is underneath that truth and transformation. So when we were talking about in the beginning, Pluto going into retrograde, it can be that dreams, creativity, illusions, underworld themes, okay, is kind of partnering up with that Jupiter energy, and is making things expand around education, travel, and wealth. Okay, maybe again things are have this more dream-like quality and maybe not as clear. But for all the creative people out there, we all have creative energy, right? But if you're doing that for work or hobby, right, that can definitely be maybe more beneficial. All right, let's keep going there and see what we have. May seems like it's definitely got more astrology notes than, let's say, April had, okay? So now we're talking about Cinco de Mayo, right? May 5th is going to be the full moon eclipse in Scorpio. So, of course, anytime we have full moons, we're going to have culmination energy. We're going to have things at its height. So emotions can be, heightened during any full moon, but especially in particular since it's a full moon eclipse, and definitely with that Scorpio energy. We were talking about Pluto, we were talking about Neptune. Scorpio also has some of those underworld underlying themes in it as well. But if you talk to anybody that's worked in a hospital or been around like an EMT or firefighter, whatever it is, right? If you talk to them about what the energy is like during any full moon, they're like, oh, it always brings out the crazies, or oh, it always brings more intense energy, okay, with things happening. So it doesn't necessarily have to be bad, right? Just more intense. All right. So when we have that full moon eclipse in Scorpio, that's also right after we had the April lunar eclipse, okay? So it's kind of like bringing this stuff from, I think it was April 19th, back to now May 5th. I'll have to go back and see. Let me see real quickly. Okay, April 20th. Sorry, I was one day off. The new moon in Aries total solar eclipse. Okay, so then on May 5th, we're having the full moon eclipse in Scorpio. Okay, so again, kind of bringing those things together, but it's going to be like, again, just a key, really important date here. All right. So of course, Scorpio is the ruler also of secret knowledge, the occult, right? And just going deep in and feeling more intensely about things, okay? In that Scorpio way that I'm having a hard time describing it right now for some reason. But yeah, I feel that this full moon is definitely going to be really interesting, okay? But let's keep going. We have other stuff here to talk about as well. So then on the following day, on May 6th, we have, I always say this name wrong, but it's Ceres goes direct, okay? So she is much like the Greek goddess Demeter. So she represents food, agriculture, cooking, nutrition, just those general nurturing energy. Okay, so I'll have to check back when she was retrograding, but now she's going direct. So now that nurturing energy for all of us is going to be feeling more nurturing and more where it should be as far as that energy. If there was something going on with food or agriculture, even cooking, nutrition, thinking of fertility of the earth, right? Earth goddess themes that now it feels more in flow. And if you also think of like the timing of the year, anyway, here in the US, right? We're not at summer yet, but we are starting to kind of warm up and we're starting to, maybe get more in touch with, I don't know. I just always think of like people barbecuing and having corn on the cob and I don't know, just having more of the bounty, full bounty kind of energy of summer, right? So all the flowers are opening, right? People are celebrating this kind of nice outdoor summery energy. I don't know how to describe it, but that's what I have. So let's keep going. See what else we have here for everybody. So then on May 7th, Venus is going to be entering into water sign Cancer. So Venus rules love and assets, right? So when it's going to be entering into water sign Cancer, the love and assets is going to feel more watery, and particularly also feel more emotional, right? We think of Cancer as just a general stereotype, right? Cancers can be more emotional in certain ways because they're a water sign, but just like Scorpio, right? The full moon eclipse in Scorpio on May 5th, then we have Venus entering into Cancer. So if there's something going on with love and relationships or higher forms of money or assets, it can feel more emotional, but also more family oriented for some when we talk about Cancer themes, okay? And the other thing is too, right, if we also look back to May 2nd, when Juno, partnerships, commitments, and marriages entered into Gemini, then a couple days later, on May 7th, Venus enters into Cancer. So it's like, I'm trying to think of the way to describe it. You've got air sign energy, partnership, commitments, and marriages. Then you've got love and assets, right, going into water sign energy. So it's very light and ethereal, I feel like, for kind of those themes coming in here, and especially because it's following the full moon eclipse in Scorpio, okay? So I see it as a good thing, and we're gonna probably feel that obviously for a while. But yeah, let's see what else we have here for you guys. Then we have on May 12th, we have the last quarter moon. So we're talking about the planets and the astros. We're also going to, of course, talk about what the moon's doing. And then the big key one that a lot of people are probably waiting for already know, right? If you're into astrology or just up to date with stuff, right? On May 14th, Mercury finally goes direct, okay? So communications, electronics, just to name a few of the Mercury themes, okay, is now going to start slowly moving forward. So even though it goes direct on May 14th, it still may take a week or two to fully reach its normal speed, okay, or for the shadow, the post-shadow effects of Mercury retrograde to kind of wash away. All right. And then 2 days later, on May 16th, we have Jupiter enters into Taurus. So again, Jupiter is about education, travel, and wealth, planet of expansion. Now it's going to be leaving, where was it before? We just talked about it. Jupiter was semi-sextiling Neptune, but now Jupiter is actually entering into Earth sign Taurus, okay? So we've got Taurus themes. Of course, it's Taurus season, right? Still during this time period in May that we're talking about. So we've got this stabling, grounding energy. We've got Taurus is, of course, ruled also by Venus. So we've got the love and beauty and balance themes there too. But I feel that when Jupiter enters into Taurus, it can feel more slowed down, if that makes sense. And it hasn't stopped or anything like that, but it's just more of like a central earth kind of energy. And those could be some of the themes where Jupiter is going to expand things. So if you're talking about, let's say, money, or sorry, it's so annoying, the commercials on my radio. If we're talking about money or finances, when we're talking about Taurus or sign energy, that would always be nice, right? Everyone wants more luck and more money and finances, good finances. But it also could be when Jupiter enters into Taurus, it could be, again, more of this kind of sensual energy. It could also be about beauty or about balance, bringing things into balance with beauty. But yeah, let's kind of leave it there and keep going. And I do realize that I'm kind of talking fast for some, so feel free, if you're not watching the live, there is like a little button on YouTube where you can slow the video down, if that's something that you feel like you need. Okay. So let's see what else we have here. So then on May 17th, Jupiter is going to square Pluto. Okay. So yeah, it feels like, if I had to sum up, and we're not even done, we still have like maybe 4 or 5 left here of the astrology notes. The whole month of May, there is, let's see, I'll count them. 1, 2, 3 things happening with Jupiter. And then we've got 2 things happening with Pluto. But it kind of, even though it's not necessarily a numbers thing, it just feels very, what's the way to say it? The truth and transformation that possibly wasn't happening in the past when Pluto was in retrograde, or even something from, let's say, last year. It could be that when it squares Pluto, it's like, should we expand, right? I'm trying to think of a square. I don't know. I can't really do it, but that's my square for you guys, right? So Jupiter's over here. Let's say Pluto's down here. It's bringing this truth and transformation and really amplifying it and making it big. Okay. And that could be definitely like this theme of May 2023 for a lot of people here. All right. But let's see what else we have. So then on May 19th, we have a new moon in Taurus. Okay. So a lot of times people like to do certain types of magic or manifestation or spell work or vision boards, whatever you want to call it, right? Perhaps some people like to do it more on the new moon when the moon is in the shape of a C, right? So then it's slowly growing to that full moon. So some people like to do more of their intuitive studies, or getting more, not slow, but they're getting more in touch with themselves and figuring out what they want to build to. Again, the full moon, we're talking about the new moon, okay? So yeah, but of course, like I say usually, or try to always say, that you should do your manifestations, your spell work, your vision boards whenever you feel it's possible. I'm never one of those people that's like, you've got to do this during the new moon, you got to do this during the full moon. You do it when it feels right to you, because intention is always the most important. Okay. And then we have on May 20th, Mars is going to be entering into fire sign Leo. So Mars, right, is that, of course, we think of the Roman god of war, aggressive energy or fighting. That would be the low vibrational frequency of Mars. The higher vibrational frequency of Mars would be like Aries, high vibration of Aries as well, where we're talking about entrepreneurship, leadership roles, confidence, right? But basically this Mars energy is going to be entering into fire sign Leo. And when we think of Mars, and I just spoke of Aries, right? Aries and Leo are both fire signs. So it feels like it's almost it's not its natural home, but it feels like very close to home for that Mars energy here. Okay. So again, you can look at all the different, themes that Mars could pull up here for you when it enters into Leo. But hopefully it is that more of higher vibrational frequency of Mars, but if it isn't, just maybe watch out for being quick to anger or aggressive fighting, that kind of thing, arguments too. All right, well, let's keep going. We're almost done here. We still have some other good stuff. So then, of course, on May 21st, we're going to be entering into Gemini season. The sun enters into Gemini. All right. And then the last quick note for May is on May 27th, we have a first quarter moon. All right. So let me look at the time here. We're about at 20 minutes. So I'll make a mental note for when we put the timestamps in for later. All right. So now let's go ahead and get into the reading here for Taurus, right? Happy birthday again to all the sun sign Tauruses out there. All right, this is for you, right? We're getting to you, okay? But yeah, let's do a quick little sound bow to just kind of tune into the energy of Taurus. And yeah, sounds good. So if you're listening with headphones or something like that, just be aware it may be a little bit loud for just a few moments. But also, if you feel guided and you want to take a couple deep breaths or just kind of tune in and tune out, right, to refocus here. So here we go for Taurus. All right. Taurus. Let's see what we have here for you. If you've been to my channel before, you know that you usually see at least one of the zodiac signs being shuffled on screen. So I did do your shuffling and putting your cards off screen just to save some time here, Taurus. But yeah. Let's go ahead and call out your cards and see what we have here for you. So we have the Five of Staves in the reverse position. We've got the Six of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. We have the Princess of Sacred Circles in the right side up position as well. And we have the Five of Sacred Circles in the right side up position as well. Okay. So of course, right off the bat, sacred circles, sacred circles, sacred circles, right? So pentacles, 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 earth sign, earth sign, earth sign, right? Taurus, we don't have your official card here in your reading this time, but sometimes you do show up in your own reading. But you've got lots of earth sign energy over here, okay? So this is the point in the reading too where I like to kind of see what other zodiac signs here are showing up in your reading as far as your major arcanas. So I believe you don't have any major arcanas this time, okay? So that's not necessarily a good or bad thing here, Taurus, but it is very interesting. So you're, of course, going to have, you've got fire energy twice. You got water energy twice, and you've got a little bit of air down here. But you do have 4 cards that are pentacles or sacred circles, so that's that earth sign energy. So what does that mean? That can also be an underlying theme to your reading here as well. So talking about possibly money or finances, or if it's not that, being valued. So am I being valued enough? Is the other person, is the environment, right? Vice versa, etc. Kind of just some quick things to think about, okay, just as an example. But yeah, let's see what we have here for you. I just realized, and I'll do it real quickly, because it's been one of those days and we're still in Mercury retrograde, that I forgot to break down the time frame for when these things may occur. So let me just pull up the May calendar here on my phone real quickly, and we can just do it together. All right. So let's see, that's April, so we got May. All right, so we're gonna do May 1st through the 8th, okay, is week 1. May 9th through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, through May 15th is week 2. May 16th through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll say May 22nd, 3, and then May 23rd through the 31st. Even though that's more than 7 days, right? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's 10 days. So, you know, that happens a lot of times in the readings, right? And you're like, what if you haven't seen me before, or you haven't been back in a while? You're like, what is she talking about? Okay, what we're talking about here is each one of these cards on the top is going to correspond to one of these weeks in May that we're talking about. It's not exact, right? But I do like to kind of put that general guideline out there. Okay, so going back to, this could be around May 1st through the 8th. Second card, and I'll say each dates again when we're on each card. We said could be from around May 9th through the 15th. Third card can be from around May 16th through the 22nd, and fourth card can be from around May 23rd through May 31st. All right. So let's start here with the first card, right, Taurus? We have that 5 of Spades, also known as 5 of Wands, in the reverse position. Now, when we're talking about your first card, this can be energy from the recent past still trickling in. Whatever the recent past is for you, it could be a couple days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. But I see this as a good reversal here for you, okay? Because of, number one, the cards falling, but also the way that it felt when I was shuffling your cards off screen. So it felt like here for me, Taurus, that there was this energy. And again, if you're coming to this reading, it could be about you, or it could be about the person you're dealing with, or multiple people you're dealing with, or just your general environment situation, right? So again, take how it may resonate. But I felt that it was about somebody finally taking the 5 of Wands energy, if it was right side up, and really like getting deep into that energy and bringing it forward. So that means collaborating with others. It means somebody or some energy here in the recent past also decided to set up some type of system where they had multiple backup plans, okay? It could also be that somebody here, or some energy here, Taurus, is really getting back into their health, okay? So when we talk about staves or wands, we're also talking about fire sign energy, our physical body, okay? So I feel that this energy starting off your reading here with Taurus is really, you know, about bringing forth this energy like, okay, I did the homework, or someone here did the homework, and now they're like, okay, I am implementing those things and moving forward. I got my health in a better position, or I also had some backup plans. I was using my support system. You know, Taurus energy can be really, you know, hard-headed and stubborn. Yes, we all can be, even if you're not a sun sign Taurus, but also not wanting to ask for help sometimes. So I feel like somebody or some energy decided to do that because they were maybe pushed to do that. But then what follows, right, is this really beautiful energy. So if we looked at the whole reading here and took a pause, Taurus, and if there was something that you wanted to do or accomplish that was in your control, I would say the best time to do that would definitely either be the 2nd or the 3rd week of May, okay? The last 4th week of May isn't bad either, but it's more of a slow down energy. So I would say, again, the 2nd or 3rd week of May. If, again, there's something you want to accomplish within your own control. Because this energy, even though the 5 of Spades in the reverse position here, I don't read it as an energetic blockage, a gentle reminder, or challenge, as I normally may read it, okay? I feel that it is more of the past kind of slowly going away to bring all this other really nice full momentum movement over here. But because of, Spirit, this is where they wanted me to put all these other cards, was underneath your first card. So that's what's on the top and the bottom of the two different tarot decks I'm using, and they give us more insight to maybe why this Five of Staves showed up here in that reverse position. Okay, so let's kind of go one by one here. All right, so we start off first with the Prince of Cups in the reverse position and the Ace of Cups in the right side up position. So both water sign energies, not the particular cards, but it could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy here. So this is, again, past energy that made it possible for this guy to come out, okay? So Taurus, it feels like in the past there could have been some type of opportunity or communication that was really emotionally themed, or there was a lot of emotions backing it, and perhaps it just didn't happen, or it wasn't well received with that Prince of Cups in the reverse position. Now, maybe it wasn't a huge opportunity, but it wasn't a small one either. It was in that medium-sized category. It wasn't, let's say, a huge communication, but it wasn't a small one either, okay? But for whatever reason in the past, this didn't happen, or it wasn't well received, okay, with that Prince of Cups in the reverse position. But not to worry, right? Because on the other side, you have the Ace of Cups in the right side of position. So it's almost like this Prince of Cups was acting as a catalyst for then this Ace of Cups to come out, right? And I don't know about you guys, right? But based on just the imagery of the cards, even if this, let's say, was right side up, I definitely like the overflowing cup over here in nature themes than necessarily somebody giving me a communication or giving me a message. Yes, this person on the horse could be a spirit guide, right? An ancestor, a guardian angel, but it was reversed, right? So again, it wasn't well received, or it wasn't the right time. So then you have the Ace of Cups here being like, now in the past, in some way, there was something more emotionally fulfilling. There was perhaps Taurus, this energy where you felt more in touch with your innate gifts and talents, okay? And you had this really resilient energy, or the other person that you're dealing with did, multiple people, general environment situation, okay? But again, we're kind of just getting more insight to why this first card in your reading, the Five of Staves or Five of Wands, showed up in that reverse position, okay? And now it's like super quiet. So I like to have just a little bit of ambient music for myself and for the, mainly for the animals of the house that, make noise, fingers crossed. Okay, let's see what else we have here for you, Taurus. So again, these are energies from the past that made it possible for Five of Staves to show up in that reverse position. So this time, now we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position and the Knight of Swords in the reverse position, okay? And I'm trying to get the lighting right here without blinding myself, but it's okay, as long as you guys can generally see the cards. But yeah, it looks like here, Taurus, with that Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position, again, Earth sign energy. There was this perhaps feeling of a lack of abundance related to finances, or money, or being valued in some way. In the past, it was not there, okay? And this really brought, with that Knight of Swords in the reverse position as well, a lot of anxiety, overthinking, staying up late at night, right? Just being way too much up in the head. It could also be, if we break it down this way, guys, right? You've got two princes or knights that are the same thing in the reverse position in the past, okay? So, excuse me, the incense of my nose and the allergies, hold on. Okay. In the past, there was possibly two, okay, it could be two or it could be one, communication or opportunity, right, that didn't happen or didn't come through. You got a prince and a knight. They're different minor arcanas. One is cups, one is swords, okay? But it's the same kind of message or opportunity, medium-sized opportunity that did not come through and brought on these feelings for somebody here, or this energy in general here in the past, to feel like they weren't abundant enough with their finances, or to feel like they weren't being valued enough, okay, in some way here. All right. So it's like we've got these three reversals in the past, but then one is right side up. And the one that is right side up, Taurus, is one of my favorite cards, the Ace of Cups, resiliency. The lotus flower grows in the water, not the earth, okay? So creating something beautiful in difficult situations in the past. That's all in the past, though. So now, see what we got here for you, Taurus. And we're talking about your second card, second week, which may be from around May 9th through May 15th, the Six of Sacred Circles. So now we have balance, right? We've got the number 6, so 3 and 3 on each side, okay? Now we have this energy of paying it forward, right? This is the pay it forward card, okay? So I don't have, let's say, 10 of Sacred Circles or 10 of Pentacles, which is the highest number. 10 is the highest number in tarot, but I've got 6, okay? So I'm starting to climb the ladder. I'm starting to build more money, more good position of finance as well. I'm starting to be valued more here, okay? And I feel that it's like a long time coming here, Taurus, because again, all the stuff we already talked about, okay, with the past. All right, but this feels really beautiful. And of course, well, not necessarily, but kind of, right? We do know that the full moon in May is going to be May 5th. Okay, we've got that little full moon indication in the card. You can see it, like the full moon back here. And it's happening in the second week. But the full moon happens actually in the first week, but there's like 3 days difference, okay? So that's another indication here for some of you guys that that full moon energy is going to be felt possibly even 5 days after. Normally within a full moon, you feel the height of it, the full moon power is the day before, the day of, and the day after. But here, that little sign here for some of you guys, Taurus, could be you're still feeling it even 5 days after. So again, having culmination energy, things coming together, things being at its biggest level, at its biggest energy, okay? But I feel that it is a very positive thing here for you, okay? And again, if we're talking about the full moon in Scorpio, and in the past you had the Ace of Cups, water sign energy, so maybe finding out each one of you guys, Taurus, where you have water in your chart, if you don't already know, maybe you know, an extra clue or hint at something, or just getting something as simple as drinking more water or embracing your water sign qualities, right? So checking in with your emotions, that kind of thing. But you really, throughout your whole reading here, Taurus, you've got fire, you've got all the earth we talked about, water, air. Yeah, you've got it all, right? So you've got cups, wands, pentacles, and swords. So you pretty much have like a balanced energy as far as the elements go for your reading here. So that's nice. All right, let's keep going forward. And then Taurus, when we come to your lovely third week, which we said maybe around, it's not exact, May 16th through May 22nd, now we have the Princess of Sacred Circles, okay? So if you think of in the past, again, real quickly, you had those Prince and Knight in the reverse position. Now you have Princess right side up, okay? So this is this royalty energy, right? We see this kind of Native American woman who's pregnant, and she also has another child in her arms, okay? We've got the corn in the background, a drum, right? She's looking really beautifully dressed, okay? So it's this really confident, beautiful, abundant earth sign energy. She's pregnant with possibility, let's say. Okay, maybe not just a physical baby, but a project baby or a a new idea, new philosophy, new way of looking at life baby. Okay, because that's the thing with normally the prince and princesses is they're not necessarily set in their ways like the queen and the king, right? They're still open to learning. Not saying that all king and queens don't want to learn new things, but they're in this mindset, this younger energy mindset of really how do you say it? Like developing who they are and trying out things more than, let's say, the king or queen would. Okay, so again, really, you know, if we look at your whole reading here, Taurus, the second and third week is amazing. It's this go getter energy. It's tapping into your natural earth sign energy. It's for momentum. It's abundant. It's money. It's being valued. Okay, it's all those things. So, okay, I love it. I can't snap, but if I could, I would. Taurus, it's your season, right? You deserve it. Okay. So now we're coming to trying to get the light in here. Your fourth card, which we said may be from around May 23rd through the 31st. And here you have the 5 of sacred circles. I want to stop for a second because you have 2 5s, a 6. Yeah, there's something about 5 and 6 here for some. So if you're into numerology or you're not, but you want to check it out, look up the meaning of the numbers 5 and 6, okay, because it's showing up here. If you look at it that way too, you start off your reading with the 5 in the reverse position, 5 stays in reverse, then you end your reading with the 5 in the right side up position, 5 of sacred circles. Okay, so 5 and 5. It could be saying something about 5 months, 5 years, something with 5. All right. Not for everybody, but for somebody perhaps. But let's see. So when we talk about this energy of the 5 of sacred circles, it's slowed down, right? Like I said before, it's not necessarily that your fourth week here, Taurus, is going to be bad, but it's not as fast or as steady as the second and third week. Because here we see this Native American woman is going to the shaman. Okay, she's left the village in the background. So she's seeking answers, more spiritual answers, let's say. Okay, the 5 of sacred circles, 5 of pentacles is really this energy of not giving up, but it's almost, what's the way to say it? Well, it's funny too, because your 6 is over here, right, Taurus? So if normally it was in order, it would be 5 sacred circles and then 6 sacred circles. So it'd be going inward within, asking those spiritual questions, and then getting the balance, getting the pay it forward energy. But it's happening kind of in the opposite way, which is nothing wrong with that, right? It's interesting. It could be not for everybody, but for some people, perhaps there's a little bit of this not nervous energy because the princess is here and she wants to eventually become queen. So it's like leveling up in some area of your life or multiple areas of your life is in the background. And perhaps somebody was like, or this energy is like, stop, right? I want to go and make sure everything's legit. I want to go and make sure everything's organized, everything's in its place, right? But I also, after I do that, or after they do that, or after the environment does that, I also really want to ask these deeper questions regarding my value, regarding my abundance, my money, my wealth, okay? So yeah, let's keep going though here, Taurus, and see what else we have here for you. All right, so now this is the part of the reading where we get into your tarot confirmation card. So this is a little bit of past and future energy when I read the confirmation card. So this time you have the 2 of Wands in reverse position here. So this one card is coming in and confirming all 4 cards at the top, all 4 weeks that we just talked about. All right. So with the Two of Wands in the reverse position, I feel for some of you guys, it could be that it's a warning to not like say, okay, remember how I just talked about the princess eventually wanting to become the queen, and somebody's like, wait, let's make sure everything's organized. Let's make sure I ask the right questions, the big questions. Do I really want to become a queen or a king, right? Do I really want to raise this job? Do I really want this relationship thing? Do I really, whatever it is, right? I say that because hopefully you can see the card if I hold it like this. We've got fire sign energy here, right? So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with the Two of Wands, okay? But here, down here, we also see the Aries ram, okay? Taurus, you're the bull. So Taurus, sometimes for me, I will confuse the image when I first see it in my mind of the bull and the ram. So when that came to me just now, it's almost like this Two of Wands in the reverse position is like, don't get twisted or confused about who you are or about who you want to be. Don't second guess yourself or not trust yourself. Don't not also trust what you feel intuitively and spiritually. So when this woman goes to the Native American shaman here, what are the messages that she receives or he receives or whatever, right? It's not about gender. The Two of Wands in the reverse position is almost, for me here in your reading, saying, yeah, listen to those things because they are important. And that kind of goes back to the full moon in Scorpio, the Ace of Cups in your past position, right? We talked about embracing the emotions, the intuition, putting value on that too, not blocking it, not letting it overwhelm, but also putting value on that, because that will also bring you more value for yourself, bring you more money, more abundance, whatever it is, you know, you want to manifest in your life. You can turn this Two of Wands in the reverse position right side up, right? And in this deck, the Hermetic deck, they call the Two of Wands the Lord of Dominion. So you can, you know, be in control of your life, right? So it's like just a little gentle reminder or warning here. Not warning, but gentle reminder, I like better. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling here for you intuitively, Taurus. All right, but on that note, real quickly, let's get into your oracle card for this time period or even let's get into your oracle card for this time period or even beyond. So this is the Sacred Rest, Elena Fairchild deck, and the oracle card I got here for you, Taurus, is listening for truth. Okay, and we see this woman, you know, oops, there we go, that's better. Listening to a seashell. Okay, so listening for truth, and of course, when we just did the astrology notes, Pluto, truth and transformation, and Jupiter, all these key placements that are happening for May. So this is interesting that there's a truth in the card. All right, so let's see what we can find here for you real quickly. I'm not going to read all of it, but just a little bit here. It says, truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings a sense of peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly, even if there is little evidence of how it's all going to happen. Okay. It says this oracle comes with a message of truth for you. You are hearing something that is not being said, and what you're hearing is truthful. You may feel as though you're the only one that is really ready to hear or see it. Perhaps you've been working in a situation or loving in a relationship where truth is constantly denied. We live in a world where truth is frequently avoided out of fear of what it may reveal. At the basis of such actions, conscious or not, is a deep sense of unhealed toxic shame. If you or someone else is fearful that the truth will expose rather than heal or be free, then some personal healing is required. It is time for letting go of old wounds in favor of a good sense of self-love and acceptance. All right. Let's see real quickly what else it has to say. This oracle brings you guidance. If you have been worn down or depressed by lies, gossip, or deceit, or backstabbing going on around you, don't fret. Get out in nature and spend some time communing with the infinite. Healing will come to you now, no matter how many times, in how many ways, or by how many tongues untruth is spoken. You know what you know in your sacred, rebellious heart. Your truth is your connection to the living truth of life itself. Don't give up. Just open up to the healing and know that truth always eventually prevails. All right. And for this oracle deck, they always give you a little, meditation to think about if you feel guided. So it says, place your hand very lightly at the front and the back of your throat and say, I now release all vows of silence I have ever made, conscious or not. I now release all lies, deception, and painful words, spoken or unspoken, that are affecting my ability to clearly know and speak my truth. I am held in unconditional love with protection and grace, so be it. Okay, and then it says, after that, you may like to say something truthful just to anchor it in your own way, or whatever you feel guided to say. And it says, after that, you may like to say something truthful just to anchor it in your own way, or whatever you feel guided to say. And it says, as an example, within me, beyond all that rises and falls, only truth remains. All right, so that is very beautiful and good advice no matter what is going on. So that is your message, dear Taurus. So now we're going to shuffle the cards and get into the Gemini energies. I'm making a mental note that we're around 52 minutes or so when that's happening, or later for when I put in the timestamps. All right, so let's go ahead, and we want to definitely let these cards charge as well, with the crystals for a little bit here. I might get some water, turn up the music. Oh, my goodness. Just a little bit. All right. I think I'm going to open the window and maybe do a little bit more incense just to kind of clear the cards as well. We do the sound bell, which also is a great way to clear the energy. But yeah, I think I need a little fresh air because I love watching the incense too, but it is strong, right? So hold on, let's see. My incense. That and all right, so okay. I can already feel the fresh air, so that's good. Let me just throw these cards in here. We're going to do some deep shuffling, of course, in a little bit as well. Just want to flip over, get them up in there. All right. Let's see what the spirit has to say for Gemini. Where to put my lighter? Oh, there it is. Okay. Whoop. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Gemini. Let's sit a little bit. Let's do this. incense going. Make sure we do our sound bell here. Yeah, great way to cleanse the cards of previous energy, fire, sound, right? So smoke, through the smoke, the charge. Smoke. Oop, chopping. Stop. Right, that's good. Let's do our sound and then we'll start shuffling. All right. So for people just tuning in for later, right, we're about to get into the Gemini reading. So general reading can cover anything like friends, love, work, health, money, etc. All right. It's not a one-on-one reading. It's a general reading for multiple people. So take what resonates with you. And if it doesn't resonate, always feel free to tell your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign, because depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with one or with the other or with all of them, right? But yeah, so let's go ahead and get this dog hair out of here, cat hair, and get into the Gemini energy. All right, so feel free to take a couple deep breaths if you feel guided. For Gemini. All right, Gemini. Okay, that was good. I feel it was a good one. Took a minute, but then we got there. All right, at least for me anyway. Hopefully that was a good sound bell for you guys. All right, spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Gemini, the twins, for May 2023. Gemini. Let's guide my hands. Messages for air sign Gemini, the twins, for May 2023. Messages for Gemini for their highest good and well-being and truth. What do they need to see? What do they need to know, Gemini? Okay. Gemini energy is interesting already. All right. One more. Good one here. Spirits guide my hand. Messages for air sign Gemini, the twins. Yeah. Stop. All right, let's do some shuffling here. Let's see. All right. Air sign Gemini, the twins, for May 2023. Spirits guide my hands. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Gemini, the twins, for May 2023. What does Gemini need to see? What does Gemini need to know? Spirits guide my hands. 2 more cards, please. Only spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Gemini, the twins. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for May? Gemini. Gemini. That's funny. All right, so we're also going to take the top and the bottom. I'm laughing, Gemini, because your official card just came out. So that's always a good sign. And yeah, so we'll get into that once we get to the reading. Let's keep shuffling here. Messages for air sign Gemini, the twins, for May 2023. 1 card only, please, spirits. Okay, I guess that's the card. Let me see. Grab it. Okay. And put it there. We'll confirm with spirit in a moment. We're also going to do the same thing. So we're going to take the top and the bottom. And we got one more here. Spirits guide my hands. 1 card only, please, spirits. Messages for air sign Gemini, the twins, for May 2023. What do we need to see? All right. So I'm just going to turn the book to that page for later. Where are we at? Okay. Let's confirm with Spirit how they want to receive these cards before we get started. Okay. Spirits and love and light, respect and reverence before, during, and after. Thank you, of course, for listening. Thank you for any advice, guidance given. Spirits, you want the 3 of sacred circles in the reverse position to represent the first tarot card for this Gemini reading. Okay. And spirits, so do you want the King of Cups in the reverse position to represent the second tarot card for this Gemini reading? Spirits, please give me a clear and definitive yes or no answer. Do you want the King of Cups in the reverse position to represent the second tarot card for this Gemini reading? Okay, so they won't put there, so we'll leave it. Thank you. All right, so let me go over here. Spirits, did you want the Magician in the reverse position to represent the 1 and only tarot confirmation card for this Gemini reading? Okay. Spirits, just to confirm, you want the Magician in the right side position to represent the 1 and only tarot confirmation card for this Gemini reading. Okay. Let's see what else. Put this out of the way. Spirits, did you want the 7 of Swords in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of this Gemini tarot deck for this Gemini reading? Spirits, did you want me to talk about the 10 of Pentacles in the right side up position and the 7 of Swords in the reverse position when I talk about the 3 of Sacred Circles in the reverse position? No, they want it over here. I'll confirm. Spirits, did you want me to talk about the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse position and the 7 of Swords? I'm sorry, the 10 of Pentacles in the right side up position and the 7 of Swords in the reverse position. When I talk about the King of Cups in the reverse position. Yes, they want those there. Okay, let's see. And Spirits, did you want me to talk about the 6 of Swords in the right side up position and the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position when I talk about the King of Cups in the reverse position? I think they want these over here and these here. That's what I'm getting intuitively. Okay, let's double check real quickly. All right, Spirits, did you want me to talk about the 6 of Swords in the right side up position and the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position when we talk about the 3 of Sacred Circles in the reverse position? Okay, so they want those there, all right. So real quickly, let's just go ahead and take a picture of these cards. I always like to do that and provide it for people for later. All right, so got the Gemini. Okay. Somewhat in focus. All right, looks good. Good enough for me. All right, Gemini. Let's go ahead and call out your cards. My goodness. Okay, let's look at the time. We're at 1 minute and almost 1 hour and almost 5 minutes. All right, so I'll make a mental note of that for the timestamps for later. But yeah, we've got the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. We have the King of Cups in the reverse position. We have the Ace of Swords in the right side up position, and we have the Lover's card in the right side up position. All right, so Gemini, let's see what we have here in your reading as far as the major arcanas and what other zodiac sign frequencies are showing up here. So I said before, you've got the Lover's card, that's official Gemini, that's you, if you're sun sign Gemini, card showing up here. So you could be dealing with another Gemini, or it could just be you. We also have the Magician over here in the right side up position as far as another major arcana. So we have Gemini, Sagittarius energy, nothing official, right? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune here. So that's Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus energy, all in this Wheel of Fortune card energy here. Okay, so you've got three major arcanas here in your reading, Gemini. I'm about to say Taurus, Gemini. All right, so what does that mean? There could be a significant amount of change coming up here for you. You've got one in the past, one in the current, future, present energies, okay, and one over here is also a little bit of both. All right. Now let's look at your minor arcana, okay? You've got Three Swords cards, air sign, energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? We've got Three Pentacles cards, earth sign, energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And you have your majors, okay? So it looks like the swords, right? We've got Three Swords. That is the majority of your minor arcana. So this is talking about air sign energy. And if you're sun sign Gemini, right, that could be you. But air sign energy deals with our crown chakra, our logical mind. So it can be asking questions like, is my mental health in a good place and a not so good place, vice versa, etc. All right. But yeah, that's kind of like the mini breakdown. So let's go ahead and talk about the timing for when this may occur here for you, Gemini. So I'll say the dates again. They're a kind of a rough estimate, right? So we're saying the first card could be from around May 1st through the 8th. The second card, second week, could be from around May 9th through the 15th. The third card can be from around May 16th through the 22nd. And the fourth card can be from around May 23rd through May 31st, okay? So, all right, let's start off with your first card here, Gemini. Now, when we're talking about the first card in particular, this can be energy from the recent past, still kind of trickling in, okay? And also, when you come to this reading, any reading that I do here on my channel, it could be about you, Gemini, or it could be about a person, multiple people you're dealing with, your general environment situation, but take it as you may, how it may resonate for you. So we start off with the Three of Sacred Circles, also known as Three of Pentacles in the reverse position. So this Gemini is a little bit of an energetic blockage, gentle reminder or challenge, okay? It could be in the beginning of May or even the end of April. You or someone else was feeling a lack of abundance here, not feeling like they have enough money or resources to do something, or they're just not feeling valued, okay? Or you're not feeling valued in some way here. Now, when this Three of Pentacles is in the reverse position, it's almost like a denial of a refusal or denial of wanting to work with others. Okay, when you're talking about any threes in the tarot, right, you're talking about three people, three energies, could be third party, but it could also be teamwork, but it's reversed. So it's like, feels more like not necessarily wanting to work with other people, or not wanting to see something from a larger perspective when we have the bird in the reverse position here. Normally the bird in the clouds would be right side up. Also, this refusal or denial possibly of wanting to plan for the future, okay? So if the Three of Pentacles was right side up, you'd have this bear energy of hibernation, of making resources, money, values last, but it's in reverse. So it's almost like Gemini, this energy of not wanting to move forward in some way. It almost feels like you can, or they know they can if they do it right, but it's just straight up not the right time yet. Okay? So let's go underneath the card. This is where Spirit wants me to talk to you about the energies that made it possible for this Three of Sacred Circles in reverse position to show up here for you. So here we have the Six of Swords in the right side up position and that Wheel of Fortune. So again, this is energy from the past. Could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. That made it possible for the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position to show up here. Okay, so this is really interesting, Gemini, right? It's like in the past, somebody started to do the work with the Six of Swords in the right side up position. Somebody started to work on overthinking, work on their mental health in a good way. We see this Japanese monk-like guy, and he's chilling and he's meditating. He's got two bodies of water behind him, some kind of lake, okay, pond, and then the ocean, let's say. So emotions are all around, but he's trying to channel the emotions with the logical mind, crown chakra, to move forward, okay? And it's almost like, so let me turn this down, that in the past, somebody started to do this. Let this go down. Okay. Mercury retrograde with my phone, like really. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, that was super annoying. Sorry about that, guys. So what I was starting to say was that somebody did the homework, right? They were starting to move forward. There was movement, even if it was slow, even if you didn't trust it or they didn't trust it or they in general environment situation you didn't trust it, but there was movement. And then it led to, right, the Wheel of Fortune energy, abundance, growth, right? Luck being on your side, or their side, the side, okay? Something moving forward with the right timing of something. But these two cards are past energy and they're underneath the Three of Sacred Circles. So it's almost like Gemini, somebody or something did not do the right planning, did not want to do teamwork or work with someone here, did not want to see something from the larger perspective. They were feeling lack of abundance. They weren't feeling valued here. Okay. But let's keep going though, because towards the end of your reading, it's like a completely different energy, as a little foreshadowing, right? We always have from time to time energetic blockages or challenges, right? That's just what life is and the way it goes. Okay. You can't experience and appreciate the highs if you don't have the lows, right? Okay. Or the lulls, right? If it's not a low necessarily, but a lull, slowing down of energy. So just to pause it here for a second, Gemini, if there was something you wanted to accomplish that's within your own power or control, and you were looking at the month of May, when do I do that? Again, if it's within your control, I would say the 3rd and the 4th week of May are looking much more in that forward momentum movement here, okay, in progress. So the first 2 weeks, it's like breaking something down, trying to figure what's going on with this energy, and then it picks up. All right, so again, if there's something you want to accomplish, do in the 3rd and the 4th week. All right, just wait a little bit. Okay, so with that being said, Gemini, here's your second card, the King of Cups in the reverse position. And we said this could be from around, not set in stone, May 9th through the 15th. All right. With this King of Cups in the reverse position, it's almost like the energy is not wanting to be emotionally aware of itself. Okay. So cups cards normally talk about our emotions, what fills our cup, right? We put water in our cup, our bodies are 90% water, right? So with it being in the reverse position and with it also following the Three of Sacred Circles, it's like somebody or some energy is not feeling themselves. They're not feeling confident. They don't want to be a leader, okay, emotionally. Or they're scared of what it could mean to have abundance or to be a leader or to be confident. Okay, or it's just not the right time for it, right? Energetic blockage, slowdown of energy, gentle reminder, or challenge. So let's see what's under it though, Gemini. So this is where Spirit says, let's break it down. So you have past energy here. You got the Ten of Pentacles in the right side up position and the Seven of Swords in the reverse position. Again, energy that made it possible for this guy to come out. All right, so Gemini, looks like here in the past, in some way, shape, or form, there was a lot of abundance. Ten of Pentacles. It could have something to do with family, but it doesn't have to, right? Could be that there was better finances, more money, but it also or could be that you were feeling valued more, the other person was, okay, etc. Earth sign energy. So of course you're talking about Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, right? Now, on the other hand, with the Seven of Swords in the reverse position, that's what we call a good reversal. You want to see the Seven of Swords reversed. Seven of Swords talks about not getting the right adequate help. Okay. So when it's in the reverse position, it's like, oh, help is on its way. More, better, accurate. Oh my gosh. More accurate help. Okay. The correct help is coming. Normally, when you see the Seven of Swords in the right side position, it can be an old man carrying seven heavy swords, and then there's a little young boy trying to help him, and he can barely lift one. So that's like not the right help. But with the Seven of Swords in the reverse position, it's like better help is coming. Also, more mental clarity is coming, more balance in the head. Air sign energy is coming, right? And air sign Gemini, that's you, right? So, Gemini, it's like in the past, you started to get more mental clarity, the other person did, general environment situation, because you or they was something was built around family and abundance. Somebody was more wealthy or was valued in some way in the past here. And in the past, perhaps when it didn't happen, or somebody or something was not feeling emotionally confident, not feeling like they wanted to be a leader. So it's like the first 2 weeks here, Gemini, there could be some triggering going on as well of something that needs to be healed from the past. But the Ten of Pentacles in the past position in this deck, they call it the Lord of Wealth. It's sitting on top of the Wheel of Fortune. And over here you have Six of Swords right side up, and over here you have Seven of Swords in the reverse position. It's like somebody did the homework in the past. The movement started to happen. Somebody or some energy was focused on abundance. But it's just not the right time yet. Okay. But Gemini, what up? Wait, what do we have? Thank goodness. The third week, the sword is right side up. These swords are going down, right? In the past, Six of Swords, they're going down into the ground. You want to see the sword in the right side up position. Okay. So this is Gemini, that mental clarity. This is breaking through boundaries, right? This is clearing your path. The sword cuts away the debris, right? The mental debris, anxiety, the worry. Get that out of the way. Let's balance it, right? In the mind, body, spirit connection, okay? When you see this Ace of Swords energy, it also can talk about endings and new beginnings, okay? Happening around that third week of May, perhaps. But it's also about being more confident, right? I mean, the King of Swords in the reverse position that came before it, if this guy, drank his water, wrote down some notes, how he feels about his emotions, and then put it down, he could certainly pick up the sword, right? Because he's the king. So it's like this Ace of Swords in the right side up position couldn't come out until somebody or some energy experienced those things, right? But this is so beautiful. Okay, so now we have a focus again, and you see the mountain in the background. Okay, so goals, insight, clearing that path, being really focused. And then what happens after that, Gemini? Your official card comes out. Okay, that is always a very good sign when it shows up in your reading. Okay. Now this we said could be from around May 23rd through May 31st, like the end of May, right? Maybe beginning of June for some. But it is that Gemini energy of not only romantic stuff like how it's shown in the card, but it talks about partnerships, but equal give and take, right? They're bringing out the best in each other, okay? Sorry, the lighting. And it is reciprocity and it's balance, okay? So, and it's also your official card here, Gemini. It could be that you are feeling more like yourself finally, by the third, fourth week of May, because in the beginning over here, not feeling right like myself, it's not the right timing. I'll go take all these things out from the past and move them around and stuff, right? But over here now, it's finally happening, okay? So very beautiful to see here for you, Gemini. So again, feeling more like yourself in your flow, and having that higher vibrational frequency too. I forgot to say that with the Lover's card. So they're bringing out the best in each other. So they're high vibing, right? So, whatever that means for you, right? So this person or this energy, or it could even be two companies, whatever it is, right? They want the best for each other, okay? Yeah. So let's see what else we have here for you, Gemini. I'm like, I can't over explain that. That's just basically what it is. Okay. So now we have your tarot confirmation card. All right. So it's going to come in here and confirm all 4 cards, all 4 weeks we kind of just talked about. And you've got the beautiful Magician in the right side up position here, Gemini. So this is also Gemini Sagittarius energy. Okay. So really cool. Now this confirmation card is past and future energy. The Magician is the creator, the manifester, right? He's holding the wand upright, okay? We've got Mercury symbol in the background, looks like Hermes. We've got a lot of different alchemy symbols. The Magician, of course, he's got the cups, the wands, the swords, the pentacles, and he's got some other stuff around here, some flowers, a candle, right? But he's also has this quality to him that is, it's like announcing. I don't know why I would say that, because I don't always say that with the card, but somebody's announcing something. Some energy is announcing something. It's like there's this bird in the background, and I have no idea what type of bird it is, but it's announcing, right? It's almost like there's like these vibrational frequencies around around Hermes, around Mercury, right? And okay, hello, I didn't even think about it. Gemini, right? Mercury retrograde. Mercury is your ruler, okay? So when we start to come out of that, which will be in between the second and third week, May 14th, Mercury officially goes direct and starts moving forward slowly, and getting up to its normal speed and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's like now your ruler, Gemini, is high vibing back to itself. Communications are coming more clearly. The vibrations are felt more clearly or more intensely. But also, I don't know why I said announcing. It's like somebody could be announcing something, or the confidence is coming back. Again, feeling more in your power, more like yourself. Okay, um, manifesting things. So I don't know, Gemini. I'm like, is it your season already? It's Taurus season. Like, calm down, Gemini. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, this is a really good reading. Okay. But before you go, let's get your little oracle card here as well. So this deck is the Sacred Rebels deck, right, by Elena Fairchild. So this is the back of the card, and this is the actual card that you got. So I haven't seen this one in some time. But anyway, let's see what the book has to say. I'm not going to read all of it, okay? But basically, the card that you got for this time period beyond Gemini, it's called Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats, okay? So really one of the prettiest cards in the deck, and that's what the back of the cards are, okay? So let's see here. It says, in the chaos of modern life and constant fluctuations of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within. Yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, there is an endless, vast spaciousness, that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Some might call it eternity. This oracle has a message for you. There is a way of the mind which can make mountains out of millholes, even when it thinks it's turning mountains into millholes. Why was I talking about the mountains so much? That's so weird, right? In the card and the Ace of Swords, I was like, look at that mountain. I don't normally say that. And then it's talking about mountains again. So that's really cool. All right, let's see what else. It says, there is the, okay, so go back. So this oracle has a message for you. There's a way of the mind which can make mountains out of millholes, even when it thinks it is turning mountains into millholes. Then there is the way of the heart. It is the subterranean, and it moves subtly beneath possible obstacles, intelligently swifting with exquisite sensitivity, sensing the way forward through dangerous pathways and responding to what is before it even occurs in the physical world. Damn, Gemini, that's definitely you and your high vibing. Okay. However, with the heart's intelligence, we cannot see and know in the same way that we do when we allow the mind to direct us. We have to be open to another way if we want to benefit from the innate intelligence of the heart. Okay. So let's see, I'm going to sum up what else we have here. This is a lot. Okay. Your head and heart have been in conflict at times over the course of your life. This has brought you struggle and sometimes deep suffering. However, this oracle brings you the message that a truce will soon be declared, and the appropriate outcome of the mind, waving the white flag of surrender is imminent. Soon, if not already, you'll be feeling that your heart is leading you. You will feel that your mind is learning to follow the guidance of your heart rather than trying to be out front, seeing and sorting everything out in advance in order to be safe. What a relief to let go of this old way. Your mind can become more relaxed and trusting. There will be an adjustment as you get used to living without so much foresight, but with more insight, wisdom, and energy in the present moment to create, to create, to create. Oh my gosh, that is like the best card for your reading, right? We talked about the magician, manifesting, and create. Okay. And it said something about, I don't know where it was. It was like getting out into the forefront. Okay. Let's see. All right. So the last little thing here says, Gemini, this deck always talks about some type of healing process at the end where you can say this little meditation if you feel guided. Okay. So it says lie on your back, but you can do that if you feel comfortable, or you can just listen as well, whatever. So it says lie on your back comfortably with your hands over your heart and say, I love you, I trust you, you're beautiful and you're wise. You beat in harmony with the greater plan of love. You are my guiding light. Okay, it's very beautiful. And it says, rest with your hands at your heart for several long, slow breaths, or however long feels good to you. Then when you're ready, go back to your day or evening, anytime you need to strengthen your connection to your heart's truth. Drop into your heart awareness by lightly placing one or both hands on your chest over your heart and breathe gently. Yes. All right. So that is your reading, dear Gemini, and hopefully you got something from this. So I always like to hear from you guys in the comments down below how this may shape up for you, or how are you feeling, or just whatever, anything you'd like to say. I'm always here to read your guys' comments. All right, if you feel guided. Also, I will be posting the picture, the one photo I take of both the Taurus and the Gemini reading on my Facebook page. So if you feel guided, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the little instructions that take you to my Facebook page. And then you can see this photo of all the cards all together. If you want to look at it later, I'll post more in detail. Just like to make that option for people. What else? Yes, if you like this video, anything in it, and you want to give it a thumbs up, that does help support the channel, and it is a great free way to support the channel if you feel guided. Another great free way to support the channel is to share it with friends or family, or post it on your social media. If you feel that's something you want to do, it's definitely appreciated. And of course, the last but not least, other free way to support the channel, if you haven't already, is to subscribe. So it is free. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. I think it's on this side for me, so it's probably on this side for you. My directions are all messed up. But anyway, the subscribe button is free. Okay, it just notifies you when you have a basic YouTube email account with YouTube. It'll send you a message like when I put out new videos and that kind of stuff. But it's totally free. So yes, if you feel guided. But anyway, thank you guys so much as always for your views, for your likes and your subscriptions and shares and your comments and anything else like that. All right, so enjoy this time period, and I will be coming back tomorrow, continuing forward through the zodiac in the normal order. So we'll be picking up tomorrow with Cancer and Leo, okay, and then kind of go from there. All right, so I'll see you guys later. Take care, and bye. Bye for now.